What's going on, everybody? Austin Got Figs here, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we will be going over a question that I think a lot of people might have currently, but one that I definitely have, and that question is, what is going on with WWE superstar Sami Zayn? Obviously, I'm not going to talk about that much in this clip because we're going to get into that in a few moments here. But before we get into that, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go follow the socials, which includes Instagram and X. The links to those are always in the description of this video. And remember, as always, in every video, you guys can leave me your thoughts down in the comments below. And yeah, man, but without further ado, let's get right on into today's video. Alright, so yes, what is going on with Sami Zayn is the question that we will be going over. Really the main reason that I have this question is because there's so much going on with Sami Zayn where it's like they do one thing with him and then maybe the next show, the next episode, like let's say on Raw they have him do something, but yet the next Raw he's doing something totally different. I feel like he's being switched around a lot recently. And I think it's not good. I don't think it's a good thing. I really don't. I don't think it's a good thing at all. I feel like Sami Zayn should be he by now should be one of those guys that consistently gets big storylines, and well, I don't know if you really want to go as far as consistently gets big storylines, but I mean consistent. I would think he'd be a guy by now that gets consistent storylines that he's in for at least a good amount of time, because recently, well, we'll go back to the Karrion Kross stuff, or even realistically even before that, before Sami Zayn actually started having matches with Karrion Kross, he was involved in the world title picture. Obviously, that has been Sami Zayn's goal for a while now, is to get the world title. He went after Kross because Kross was trying to get in his head and tell him that he basically wasn't worthy of the championship, and he was lying to himself. So obviously that is why Sami Zayn would face Karrion Kross. So that I could kind of understand there. But it's really mainly what happened after the Karrion Kross feud, man. Because after the Karrion Kross stuff, Sami Zayn had appeared on SmackDown, and he had faced Solo Sikoa. Now, already, you guys should be like, what? Because Sami Zayn is not on SmackDown. His primary show is Raw. And not to mention, he's facing Solo Sikoa here, their United States champion. And in that match, he actually pinned Solo Sikoa. Now, this is going to bring us to another topic. Is why would Sami Zayn even pin your champion? That's another question. Why would Sami Zayn even pin your champion, man? That really does not make any sense. Why would Sami Zayn pin a WWE champion, bro? It was literally a non-title match. It was just a basic one-on-one match. And honestly, I was going into this match thinking, okay, well, the only reason they have Sami here because at that SmackDown, they were in Montreal, Canada. So I figured, okay, well, that's probably why Sami Zayn's there. But then we go to the Raw after, the Raw after, which is this most previous episode of Raw, where we have Sami Zayn versus Rusev, because that was already, keep in mind, this was already building from the previous Raw. So this week's Raw, now we're on to last week's Raw, when the Sami Zayn and Rusev stuff had started, because Rusev and Sheamus were brawling in the backstage, and Rusev landed punched Sami Zayn in the midst of all that. So now why are we building for Rusev and Sami Zayn? But then now we're gonna have Sami Zayn appear on a show that he's not even on, SmackDown, and he's gonna face a guy who's not even on the same roster as him, and he's gonna face a champion who he's literally going to pin. Now, keep in mind here that Sami Zayn's main gimmick has mainly been the underdog. That's the main thing that he gets called. But how are you going to call him? But here's the thing: at some points, yes, maybe he can look like an underdog, but most times, man, I feel like he really doesn't, man, because you can't call a guy an underdog who is going to pin your champion and is going to consistently win matches. An underdog is somebody who basically loses a lot of matches, but I mean, an underdog is somebody that really would most likely loses matches a lot of the times, but he's consistently fighting to get to the top. That's kind of what I consider an underdog, and that's not what Sami's been. That has not been Sami's role at all. But yet that's what they're calling him. So there's so much that makes me bring about this question is, what is up with Sami Zayn? He's all over the place. His gimmick doesn't even suit him, and I want to talk about the Karrion Kross stuff just again for a few moments here, where in that whole Karrion Kross and Sami stuff is Karrion Kross was basically trying to get Sami to turn heel, and in that feud, Sami Zayn actually never ended up turning heel. Now, if I think Sami Zayn should have definitely turned heel here, because if I want to say, if Sami Zayn if Sami Zayn did turn heel in that feud, I probably would not be making this video right now, because then then Sami Zayn would be a heel, and he'd be completely rebranded most likely. So then I wouldn't have to really ask the question, is really what is up with Sami Zayn. So keep in mind, man, so that is really where I think that is what needs to happen for Sami Zayn, honestly, at this point, is most likely a heel turn from Sami Zayn, man. As much as I do like face Sami Zayn, with the way that he's being booked is just so weird, and it's like he's all over the place, but he's a guy that needs to be in a feud and stay there for at least a good amount of time. It feels like he's going on to feuds, and then he's being taken out of them in almost instantly, like, honestly. And that is not something that is not a way that Sami Zayn should be booked, man. He needs to be booked completely differently, in my opinion, and it just really does not make sense why they would book a guy like Sami like this. It really does not, man. I genuinely don't know. Like, you can't call him an underdog but have him pin your champion. But then, like I said, sometimes Sami does seem like an underdog, in the sense when Sami was in the world title picture, he did kind of seem like an underdog there. Now, I say when Sami was in the world title picture, because they were trying to get Sami to be the world champion, but now it feels like they're not even trying to do that anymore. I mean, like I said, this past episode of Raw, Solo Sikoa came back over to Raw and had taken Sami Zayn out of his match and caused a disqualification, or not a disqualification, but he had came and attacked Sami Zayn. So it's like, why have him go to be in the world title picture? Keep in mind, the world title picture on Raw, the main event picture, basically, but then have him be drawn back all the way down to feuding with Solo Sikoa and doing all that, man. That's what I mean. He's just being jumped around way too much here, and it's really, really, really annoying, man. I really want Sami Zayn to have good booking, and I don't think he's been, like I said, man, I don't think he's been booked great at all. This Sami Zayn booking needs to change, and I think it needs to change fast. I don't think it's just me that feels this way, man. I feel like a lot of people, are kind of starting to ask the question, is what's really up with Sami Zayn, man? I just feel like he has not been booked as well as he should be, honestly. Like, fine, if you don't want to have him in the world title picture, fine. But have him do something where he's going to be there for a minute, at least. And make it, don't give him like a sloppy feud. Give him a lengthy and good feud. Like, that Karrion Kross feud was not that good, man. So I just want Sami Zayn to have I want him to be booked as best as he can, and I don't think they're doing that at all. They're genuinely not, and it's very unfortunate, man, because I do like Sami Zayn. I am a fan of Sami Zayn, and it sucks to see him not be able to get booked very well, man, honestly. It really does suck. Alright, everybody, well, y'all can definitely tell that today's style of video it wasn't as usual as other videos go on this channel, man. It was mainly just me yapping and pretty much bringing my my questions over onto you guys, for maybe you guys to help me answer them, or just help you guys understand where I'm coming from, at least. So that is really the main purpose of this video today. It was really nothing too special, not too long. Just felt like I wanted to get this out to y'all, and just get I wanted to receive some feedback and thoughts from you guys. So obviously leave all that down in the comments below, man. But man, hope y'all did enjoy this one. Like I said, we'll be back to normal videos, obviously probably after this one. But just for today, just kind of more of a different style of video, I think. But yeah, man, once again, hope y'all did enjoy, though. But be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and always stay tuned for more content by tapping the notification bell after you subscribe. Helps me out a ton, man, and you'd be an absolute legend for doing so, man. We are so close to 200 subs, so definitely hit that subscribe button, help your boy out. But like I said, hope y'all enjoyed, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.